Experience is always better in a group. The Christian experience doubly so. We are just a group of gamers that love to talk about life, God, and video games in no particular order. So whether you're a newbie or a grizzled agent like us, we want to help each other roll the level.
Welcome to another episode of Roll the Level, our weekly podcast where we dive in, talk about life, God, and video games in no particular order. My name is Matt, and with me I got my good friends Sarah and Dame. Sarah, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good for a Friday morning. So
That's fair. We finally got back to morning recordings.
I'm trying to get back into I gotta eat breakfast so fast and gotta get my tea in me before I can do anything.
That's fair. It's interesting because when we record in the morning, it's like, oh, I'm so tired, I need coffee. We record at night, it's like, I'm so tired, I need coffee. So
we can't
really not much is changing.
Yeah, it's true. It's just whether, I just have to adjust lighting. That's basically the only thing that changes between morning and night. So it's good. That's cool. Dame, how you doing today, buddy?
Not too shabby. I can't complain.
Nice.
I can't complain too much. It was a little bit of an earlier start for me this morning, just to make sure that everything was all set and ready to get ready for the day. And I have a bunch of crazy things going on today.
That's
finally
awesome.
getting a dining room set for our house. So
that's cool, man.
I feel like a real adult now.
I'm a real boy. That's right. Yeah, blue ribbon for putting your pants on today.
Yeah,
Good job.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
That's awesome.
How about you, buddy? How are you doing today?
I'm doing exceptionally well. I'm actually getting ready to go on prayer week next week.
Nice.
Our church, if you're on staff, it's awesome. They give you your vacation time, but on top of that, we get a professional development week where we can go and study or go to a seminar or whatever we want to do. We can read, whatever it is. But then we also get a prayer week, which is a week for us to kind of step away from the office and spend some time just focusing in on who God is and kind of what He's calling us to and those types of things. I'm really excited about it. I mean, you're still technically working. I won't be at the office. I'm actually going to leave the province. My wife and I are going to go away to a little cottage in Prince Edward Island, which is in the middle of nowhere. And we're going to the most remote part of Prince Edward Island.
That's
It's in the northern tip of PEI. So yeah, this should be an adventure. I'm excited. So I'll still be working a bit. I still got to coordinate services and stuff, but I can do that via email. And then a lot of the time we'll be praying and then just hanging out with my wife, which will be so exciting.
That's awesome.
Tara and I are definitely ready for some hangout time. So,
I bet.
So things are good. But I want to talk today about Gamescom because that happened.
It did.
All of the Gamescom happened. I'll be honest, I spent more time kind of reading the follow-up summary articles than watching any of the main events. Mostly because life, but there were a lot of cool announcements this time around. Did you guys kind of watch any of it, or were you like me, kind of reading articles last minute after the fact?
I had it on in the background.
Did you?
All the conferences and everything.
Oh, nice. How were the presentations? Because again, I didn't.
Well, Gamescom is kind of weird because it's kind of the runoff of E3. So it's kind of everything that's announced at E3 kind of gets more fleshed out at Gamescom. So it's not really more of a hype show. It's kind of like a explanation, flesh out kind of thing. So they weren't super exciting. Usually when it comes to E3, I buy snacks and I'm so hype train and I'm so ready. But for this, I'm okay, it's on in the background. If I miss anything, I'm not really sad about it kind of thing. So so they were just kind of low key kind of things, and it was just a nice show.
Cool.
Nothing crazy, but it was not bad in any way, shape, or form. So it was good.
And Dame, knowing you as my best friend, I'm going to guess that you didn't actually watch it.
I didn't.
Totally. That's all right. That's cool. There were some neat. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say it's actually been a pretty crazy week here, so it was not really conducive. Though there was one presentation that I caught that I'll talk about a little bit about later.
All right, that sounds cool. So today I just kind of want to go through. We've all kind of read some of the articles about what was talked about and what was released and that type of thing. So I wanted to spend some time kind of just highlighting a few things. The first one that kind of came up for me that I really liked, it was kind of more tech related than gaming specifically, but it applies to gaming. That was we got some real cool demos of ray tracing.
We did,
which was really exciting for me. I absolutely. It's funny. They showed like all these gorgeous games and stuff, but then they showed Minecraft with ray tracing, and I know that like it's so funny to me. But it's the same when they announced that like Quake 2 was getting ray tracing,
Right.
But it absolutely is gorgeous. Like to see kind of what they're doing with Minecraft.
What's so funny to me that like in the recent, I would say probably in the last year, Minecraft has kind of made a bit of a resurgence. And I don't know whether it's because you have streamers like PewDiePie who've gone back to Minecraft. Or I actually think that this is like a first for him going to Minecraft. But anyway, somebody that is a streamer, gamer, content creator of significant notoriety, is going back to this game. It is really interesting how Minecraft has been around for over a decade, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
easily.
Easily over a decade. And it is really funny though to see that kind of update for a game like that. And I'm watching the trailer going like, I never bought into the Minecraft craze, but I'm looking at it and going, man, I kind of want to try this out. I just want to see what my machine can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're actually releasing a new, and I'm curious if ray tracing will be on this, but they're releasing a new game called Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah, that
Did
way
see
more
that.
excites me.
Yeah,
It's more of an
do you know
RPG.
much about it, Sarah? Do you know much
Not
about
really. I just know it's more like an RPG kind of thing, because I've never played Minecraft, and I have no interest in Minecraft. Like I play Dragon Quest Builders because it's like Minecraft and it has like a focus. I've
Gotcha.
never played Minecraft. But Minecraft Dungeons is more of a dungeon crawler kind of thing. So that's way more up my alley than this. And I'm excited for the mobile one too that is coming out. I'm signed up for the registration for the mobile version of Minecraft too. So
Wait, the mobile version of Minecraft. I'm confused. I
it's
thought there
like
already was
the
one.
Pokemon Go of Minecraft.
What?
What?
I
You
didn't
are
even know
out
this
of the
existed.
loop.
Clearly, see, this is what happens when
I forget
don't,
what it's called, but it's like Minecraft where like people can build things and then you can see them through your phone and stuff.
Now, I heard Sarah say Minecraft 2, so we have like a sequel for Minecraft confirmed right here and now.
Oh yeah, here you go.
You heard it
Breaking
first.
news.
It is confirmed.
Yeah, exactly.
So check that out, I guess.
All right. Very cool. So yeah, that was kind of my exciting tech news from Gamescom, was just the ray tracing. They did a ray tracing demo with whatchamacallit, with the new Modern Warfare that's actually old. It's kind of cool.
Not so Modern Warfare.
Yeah, it's darker. No, you just put a filter on the gameplay, like it's.
But it's gritty and more broody and angsty than before.
Exactly, but we used film grain. Anyway, so that was kind of interesting, but yeah, it's kind of cool stuff. What about you guys? Do you see any tech announcements you really like?
So it's interesting to me I don't know whether this is something that I like or not, but it's kind of it feels like the logical leap that I thought was coming when the Nintendo Switch released, but the Switch Lite getting fleshed out is kind of an interesting thing. It's interesting to see Nintendo taking their console games and crossing that over to a handheld platform. I mean, that's kind of what the Switch was anyway. I mean, the Switch was kind of this console meets handheld meets, wherever you want to go and play.
Exactly.
Either by yourself or with your friends or anything like that. And now we have the Switch Lite that's coming out that is you can play the games that you could take on your console anywhere on a handheld console that you can take anywhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's just
on a smaller screen for more funsies.
Exactly.
I mean, I will say though that the interesting thing with the Switch Lite, and I'll be very, very curious to see how this plays out. But you have games like Mario Party or something like that that has some benefit to having more than one console in a place at a time. And so I wonder with something like the Switch Lite, is it something like that, or will it be something like that where maybe, Matt, for somebody like you that you got, 2 kids, it's you and your wife, could it be such a thing where it's like we really don't want to buy another console because we already have a Switch, But having a Switch Lite would enable us to be able to do more things together as a family with the console.
Well,
I was gonna say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sarah. Go
Well,
ahead.
you mentioned Mario Party, and that's kind of a weird one though too, because Mario Party you require Joy-Cons that detach.
That's true. Yeah.
So like you have to think about that before you buy games down too. Like you have to still pack your extra pair of Joy-Cons with you, or else you're not playing the game. So it's just
That is
another
true.
other caveat with it.
Yeah. Although, I mean, arguably, if you were playing Mario Party via, and again, this is all hypothetical.
Yeah.
But if you're playing Mario Party like via some kind of like syncing tech, right? You would all actually have Joy-Cons. On
Well,
your
it's
Switches,
not.
wouldn't you?
You have to play on one console. There's no online play.
Oh, okay. So it's totally local co-op.
Yes, it's only local. So everybody has to have their own Joy-Con if they play. So just
okay,
another thing. And you can't play on the TV. So literally you're playing on that 5.5-inch screen.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's
well,
not fun.
I was,
Well,
to
maybe
go back to-
Mario Party is the wrong
Yeah, but still.
example for that.
No. That's
But you
good.
still
Well, I
have
was
to think
just
about that.
gonna
Like
say-
if you're buying it for your kids, like they're not playing Mario Party. Because
It's true.
it's
Although
impossible.
my kids, yeah, because Dame, you had mentioned talking about like my kids playing, and that's an interesting thing for us right now is that like when we play in dock mode and we play Mario Kart all the time, or we play Kirby Star Alliance or
Yeah,
whatever.
Star
and
Allies.
yeah, that's it.
Sorry, I had to do it.
No, you're good because I don't know. I just put it in, and there's a little pink guy on the screen. It's cool. But anyway, and we do play that in kind of a couch co-op mode. But there's a lot of times, and it's happening more frequently now. And I think as my son gets a little bit older too, where like I'll be playing Zelda, and he's like, "Hey, I want to play Zelda." I'm like, "No, I'm playing Zelda." And
Too bad.
Too bad, exactly. But there's moments like that, or like games where. Where we'll be at different points in the game or things like that, kind of gives him the freedom. And I do like the lower price point because it allows, like, it's still that full console experience in a lot of ways. I mean, yeah, sure, you don't get dock mode, and that's fine because we live in a generation where, like, my kids, aside from the PlayStation 4, Aiden plays everything on a 5.5-inch screen or an 8-inch screen or things like that, right? Because they're playing on their iPads, they're playing on the Switch. He plays his 3DS sometimes. So it's interesting because we're almost shifting away from TVs in a lot of regards with this younger generation, which is weird to me.
You know what's going to be really funny, and I almost
man.
guarantee you in like 2 or 3 years that
Mm-hmm.
Apple is going to come out with some type of thing that they're going to be like, and now you can play on the big screen. And it's going to be like this revolutionary thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like having a 5.8-inch screen, except it's 42 inches.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man, that's so true. Awesome. Sarah, what about you? What anything kind of
I just
highlights for tech?
I wanted to take a poll on
Okay.
what we've had a couple presentations on Stadia now. How do we feel about Stadia?
Oh gosh.
Are we
Dave,
still
go
like
ahead, buddy.
I'm curious. I'm
Okay.
curious about Stadia, and here's why.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've been this close. I've been this close to backing.
Really?
I
Oh,
have.
wow. Okay.
I have.
Okay.
Well, here's why.
Okay.
Because of my understanding that that Stadia functions on a similar platform as what was it called? I think it was called the GeForce Experience or something like. No, GeForce Experience is the
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I know what you're
Great
talking about
name.
though. That streaming service that
yes.
Nvidia tried.
So yeah, Nvidia had a streaming service, and
Wasn't it like something live or something?
I'm like blanking on it right now because I even beta tested the thing.
I remember you testing it like back in the day.
Yeah, I even beta tested the thing, and it was a decent service.
Yeah. Which and I mean that spawned from like Steam doing the what was that thing called there where you can like stream your
Steam Link?
games.
It was
Steam
like
Link, yeah.
Steam Link.
Yeah, because I used it on my MacBook Pro. Like I remember playing like the Arkham games on my 2011
Right.
MacBook Pro through the streaming.
Yeah, so essentially, if I'm understanding the Stadia properly, basically it uses the internet to essentially stream from a more powerful system.
Yep.
That's playing the game, and it just streams at whatever the resolution is that you have it streaming at.
Yep.
And by and large, the technology works fairly well. I mean, Matt, you and I played Ark one night on that.
Yeah,
and
that's
Ark
right.
is one of the most poorly optimized games for for the
It's
best
such a-
system.
Such a garbage fire.
And what was it? Atlas? That was the game that came out that was built on the same exact platform,
Yeah.
except it was with the pirates.
Pirates.
And they thought it was going to be great. I don't understand. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
aside.
Anyway,
People played
so,
it.
I can put my soapbox away.
So I'm conflicted on Stadia because there's part of me that's wondering if the technology is going in that direction where the console is less about having the hardware in the box and more about being the link in between the player and the powerful machine that's running the thing. I mean, because Microsoft is with the Scarlet, they're not quite doing that. That is going to be more hardware based.
Yeah,
but-
they actually made an announcement recently about that, about like they're not going to a full like diskless cloud only service. Like they're
Well,
still
Game
going to
Pass
have.
works fine for them too. Still, so
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
bother?
and well, that's just it. Like Anyway, sorry, Dame, go ahead.
No, that's all
touch on
right.
it in a second.
And I'll just kind of round out my thought on Stadia with, it's I'm tentative. I go back and forth on whether or not I think it's going to be a good idea. The biggest thing that would be a selling point for me, and I know you guys are going to laugh at this because it's exactly
it's Destiny.
exactly
100% Destiny.
what's that?
It's 100% Destiny.
It really is. It absolutely
Nailed it.
It absolutely 100% is.
Yeah.
It would be the convenience of being able to pack the Stadia with me. And if I'm traveling or I'm going home to visit family, of having that
Interesting.
having that ability to be able to connect.
Yeah. See,
And
it's funny because I would rather, and again, I would rather have it on my Switch.
Really?
I'd rather see Destiny 2 on my Switch than on like a Stadia. Yeah. Because if I'm packing the Stadia,
Well, the Stadia is really just a Chromecast and a controller. Like,
well, that's just it.
It
right?
is, yeah.
And I mean, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would rather, like, if I'm looking for quote portability, to take it with me. Because right now, like when we travel out east and we're driving out east, I'll pack the PlayStation. I'll just throw it in the back and go.
well,
for the
you also rig your car up with a Plex server and a built-in network too, buddies. So
because you can.
because you can.
But anyway, that's an aside. But if I'm taking that kind of console hardware, I'm probably going to throw my PlayStation in or something like that because I've got all that local content. Sometimes the places I go don't have great internet. Like that's my biggest thing is conceptually I love the idea of the Stadia, but we do not, especially in Canada, we do not live in a world where that amazing Wi-Fi signal is always available.
Yeah.
It is terrible. Even our best internet is still terrible internet comparatively to the rest of North America, and by that I mean the U.S. You guys have awesome internet
Toronto for some
comparatively.
reason.
We do.
Yeah, and Toronto. So that's my biggest struggle with the Stadia. Is conceptually it's a really cool idea. I think it has the potential to kind of move us forward with the tech and those types of things. But right now, at least in Canada, the tech is not there to support it. With the Wi-Fi and that type of thing. And that's why, like, going back to the Switch thing, it's one of the things I love about the Switch is that I can take my games on the go and I'm not dependent on the internet because they always kind of build. One thing I love when they port games over to the Switch is they always keep that in mind of, hey, this is for a mobile gamer who may not have internet.
Yeah.
So even when you're playing like D3 and stuff, you're doing seasonal stuff. Like it's like they just put a notice that, listen, you're not connected to Wi-Fi. We can't guarantee it's going to save your progress, but it tries to save it locally and then upload it for you after and resync. Doom's like that, like all the Slayer Club stuff. Like if you're offline, it's like, hey, we're just going to try to save your stuff and then upload it later. So this one of the things I like about the Switch over something like the Stadia is like, yeah, you still need Wi-Fi to do stuff, but they try to think about the fact that a lot of people won't have Wi-Fi when they're on the go with this thing. And when you've got a system that's completely dependent on a service that isn't readily available everywhere, then you kind of run into. But anyway, that's just.
Yeah. I had it pre-order and I canceled my pre-order because I just couldn't
Did you?
justify it.
Really?
Like, I don't like the idea of having to buy my games again.
Yeah, that's fair.
They don't have enough exclusives. Like now we're seeing the Epic Game Store exclusives coming to Steam in December. So like I'll wait 6 months if they ever have a good exclusive, and I'll wait to play it on PC or PlayStation, hopefully, because trophies and stuff. But I couldn't justify needing another system because I already have the Switch. My Switch depends on the internet connection to play digital games, and so does my PS4 because I'm not the primary. So I know what it's like to always need an internet connection for like a portable console like my Switch. So it's like I've tried streaming services in my house. Like I've tried to stream my Xbox to the computer, and that's been choppy. I've tried to stream like the PlayStation Link
with
service.
the second screen, second screen.
That never works either. So it's always like I really don't think we're gonna have the I don't even know the framework. Got it. The framework where we are in Canada to make it work like it should. So I'd rather
maybe in like 5-6 years we will.
Yeah,
but right now,
but then I worry about Google. Google like has a great idea. They run with it for a couple years, and sometimes they ditch it.
That's
Part of their kind of corporate culture. So I worry about that.
Yeah, why they're getting rid of their tablets, which is too bad. Cause
their tablets are great, and like some of their apps just are gone. So it's like, no, I worry. So I canceled my pre-order. I was so curious, but now I'm just like,
And now that we're on the back end of this conversation, GeForce Now was the name of
it. Hey, you got it. Nailed it.
That was the name of the service.
First try.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, guys, there were a lot of games that were touched on during the show. I mean, again, like Sarah, you mentioned, I think that was a great summary of what Gamescom really is. A lot of it was just expanding on what was already announced. But was there anything that kind of tickled your fancy, or you're interested in, or kind of curious about, or thought they did a great job covering? Sarah, why don't you give me one of your two games that I did not ask you to pre-think about?
Sure. There wasn't much for me at Gamescom, honestly. Like it was not my like I'm RPGs pretty much, so there was almost nothing for me. One game that I'm really excited for is Trials of Mana, and they showed a little bit more in-depth trailer because that came out on. We've never got the third Mana game, the Trials of Mana, but we got it on the collection of Mana that came out at E3, but that was digital only. Okay. And that was the original. I forget what the heck it was on. Oh my gosh, but it looks old. So, but the old version came out on like a collection of Mana on the Switch in June. The physical version comes out next week, and that's the one I'm picking up. So it's the first time I will be playing the third game in that series, but it's being totally remade, also in an HD version.
Let me ask this question.
Yeah,
that game was released in Japan, right?
Yes, long ago.
I think I've played it.
Trials of Mana?
I believe I've played it.
Rare. I heard it's pretty awesome, so I'm excited.
And if I remember correctly, it was really good.
Awesome. That excites me even more then. Because I'll be picking that up next Tuesday, the physical version. And then I'm super excited for what I've seen of the HD remake of it for early next year, I believe it is. So that was cool to see.
Cool.
I was very glad that they re-released Secrets of Mana, or Secret of Mana. I enjoyed playing that. It was great. It was great to revisit that, but also remember, when you're playing something like that, the nostalgia goggles are definitely on.
Oh,
truth.
And there are some painful things about that game that I really wish that they would have fixed.
Yeah,
but that's okay. I find all JRPGs painful, so
that's true.
Oh, friend.
So Dave, what's your highlighted game for me, buddy? That you were excited about?
I'm actually going to highlight one that I'm not, that's maybe a little bit unexpected. I am really excited for Control.
Yeah.
Control
tell us like a brief summary of that, because that was a new one for me. I'd never really heard of it.
Okay. I don't know that I can give you like a full like summary of what the game is, but it looks like you are a part of this like paranormal division.
Cool.
And so you play as an agent that I think that it's the Federal Bureau of Control is what it's called. And so you play as this agent, and it looks very, very, very much in the vein of something like BioShock, which we talked about in the last episode. Go back and subscribe.
Just a quick plug.
Just a quick plug there, guys. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a really interesting game. Again, it's another game that we're seeing ray tracing enabled with, which we've waited a year to get a catalog of games that has ray tracing, like full actual ray tracing as a part of it, and so that's one that it's
awesome.
just a new title that I'm
That's
intrigued
next
by.
week, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. I think it's
it's dropping next week.
yes, yep.
Oh, wait, when was it announced? I've never even heard
Long
of this
ago.
It was
It's
announced
by the same people that made Quantum Break, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That has some cool mechanics in it. Anyway, that's
Yes.
aside.
So this is kind of like hopefully the better incarnation of that because Quantum
Okay,
Break was
cool.
not amazing.
Yeah. No, it struggled with story and bugs, but it had some cool mechanics in it. So that's cool, Dame. I did not even know that was a game. So I'm very excited that you highlighted that. That's sweet.
Indeed. What about you, buddy?
So one that like took me by surprise. It may have been announced a long time ago, but I didn't even realize it.
I'm gonna guess.
Okay,
Animal
go.
Crossing.
Which one?
Animal Crossing.
Nailed it. How did you know? I mean, I love this
We've
stuff.
been friends for over half of our lives.
That's true. It's true. No, it's actually the other end of the spectrum. Instead of taking care of things, you're killing all of the things. It's Disintegration. The game Disintegration. It's actually from the creative director that used to do Halo.
Nice.
Which is why I got excited first of all, and then they mentioned the word sci-fi, mechs, and robots.
What's not to
yeah.
love?
I know, right? So I watched the trailer probably 2 days ago for the first time and got really excited, really amped up about it. I'm a big Titanfall fan, a big Halo fan.
Yep.
So it's kind of like meshing all of these things together into one game.
You gave me everything that I love.
Right? It's true. And I mean, I love Halo. I'm a Halo junkie. I think as far as shooters go, it's probably in my top 2, Doom being number 1. And so anyway, I know, surprise. But this game looks really cool. Just the way that some of the mech mechanics work and the shooting. And so I'm hoping I'm really going out on a limb and hoping that the shooter mechanics will be similar to some of the Halo games that we've seen and things like that. And story, I'm not sure. I know there is a campaign, but they haven't really highlighted much about it. Just more or less talked about, hey, we're making this cool game, so go. So anyway, that's kind of one of the ones I'm very interested in. Dan, was there any other games that kind of hit you there that you're excited about? You got the feels for?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you share with class?
I'm really excited about Destiny 2 Shadowkeep.
Oh my goodness! What?
What?
It's good.
It's surprise.
No.
So a couple of things that again, building off of Sarah's comment about Gamescom. This is what we're getting. What we got with the presentation about Shadowkeep was just more information on things that were shown off at E3. Things like developing finishing moves for your Guardian, which is awesome. You can customize like how your fighting style, which is going to be amazing. And then they also showed a trailer for the first content season of the next year of Destiny. And I got to say that the last couple of seasons have been really interesting in light of their separation from Activision. We're starting to see more of who Bungie is as a developer and what Destiny is going to be or has the capacity to be. As a game, as we're seeing them branch off from there. Not that it was necessarily a negative thing all around that they were partnered with Activision. I mean, we have Destiny because of that partnership.
Exactly.
But I think that as a studio that they learned a lot of things through those partnerships, and now we're seeing a studio that is no longer under any other umbrella company. They're not under Microsoft. They're not under Activision. They are, for the first time in decades,
they're free.
They are on their own, and the things that they're doing with the game are incredible. And so with Shadowkeep, the first season that we're going to get is the season of the Undying, which we're actually going to go back into the Black Garden. Which if you played through the campaign of Destiny 1, that was kind of the culmination of the campaign. You find the heart of the Black Garden, which we don't know a whole lot about, but we know that there's a connection with the Vex, which are time traveling robots that can weave in and out of different time frames and stuff like that. Kind of scary things.
Yeah. We're going to the moon, right? Like that's all. A lot
We
of
are going back to the moon. The moon is haunted, brother. The moon is
that was
haunted.
one of my favorite
fitting.
zones in Destiny 1, so I'm super excited.
I
we're going
know.
back there.
I know.
So,
We are going back to Luna, and it is going to be. There's some scary there.
Yeah. Confession, I haven't pre-ordered it just because there's such a long list of games I have to buy.
I completely understand.
But it is one on my radar, so I'm also excited for it.
But
So.
here are a couple of things that I'm excited about with this release. So not only again expansion of the story, I love the depth of story that they've woven so far, and where they're going to continue to go with it. It's heading in a really good direction, and so I really appreciate that. Something that's happening right now is cross save.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Good.
So finally, I can play my Guardians on my PC and on my PlayStation, and if I had an Xbox, still I could play them on my Xbox.
Yeah.
But you take your character to play on whatever system that you have to play on, which is
So that needs to be on every game as far as I'm concerned.
it really does. It really
yeah.
does, and there's no excuse for that other than just I'll not soapbox on that one because I could definitely.
That's really wise. That's
Yeah.
really wise.
I
Because
could
this podcast would become 3 hours.
Yeah, it really could. But anyway, so that's again thing number 2 that I'm excited about. Thing number 3 is that on October 1st, I believe it is, when Shadowkeep drops, there is an experience that is called Destiny New Light, which drops, which is a 100% free experience for anybody that is half interested in trying out Destiny. And so I'm actually really looking forward to having new players come along and being able to walk alongside of the fresh Blueberry Guardians and showing them.
Is it just a base game? Sorry. Is it just a base game? Or?
It is, I believe, all of year 1 content. So it is the Red War, it's Osiris, it's Warmind, and then
Warmind's so good. Anyway.
I really enjoyed Warmind.
I did too.
People were not very receptive to it. I liked that one. I thought that was it was
a lot of callbacks. Which
It was
I thought were great.
it was a lot of callbacks, and it answered a lot of questions about Rasputin, which
Yes,
was kind of smattered in the first game. But
Yeah.
so you get in. I believe it's the entirety of year 1 content, but then after that, and the way that Bungie is moving forward with Destiny is that any season is an a la carte thing. Like there's still stuff, like even if there are new areas, you can still I believe it was that you could still access those new areas. But let's say they have a PvP centric season.
Yeah.
Or this last year they did Season of the Drifter, which I really enjoyed Gambit. I still enjoy Gambit.
Yes, you do.
I have 3 of the 4 jerseys from the season for Gambit that are heading my way, and I'm so excited about that. But say you're not into PvP and that's just not your jam, you don't have to buy that content. It's all going to be a la carte.
Which I appreciate from a content perspective.
Yes.
Because there's nothing like sinking money into something you don't want. Right?
Yeah.
So it's good, but
and
that's cool, man.
So
I'm excited for you.
So yes, I'm very, very excited about that. I'm considering some potential content, creating some potential content with that.
I think it's a great idea. I'm all for it. We need more of that. So that's good. Sarah, why don't you give me one more game?
So Nintendo put out a couple videos to kind of explain some of their games coming out this year, like the rest of the year. So 2 of them I already have pre-ordered and I'm super excited for are Link's Awakening and Dragon Quest 11S.
God, that was coming out this next month,
That's
isn't
the
it?
20th.
Wait, which one's coming out?
Link's Awakening. And then Dragon Quest
It's another
11S
game I
is on the
gotta buy.
27th.
Okay. I gotta
but
get a review for that.
One I'm so on the fence about is Luigi's Mansion 3.
Okay.
Because I love the first one. It had so much charm, and the second one was so bogged down with a lot of what is the word, exposition.
Oh, okay.
There was a lack of save points. You had to finish the whole part of the room before you can go back and save. The battery would die in the meantime. It's well, I just lost all my progress kind of thing.
Gosh.
So 3 looks a lot more fun. You can play co-op. So
that's cool.
like you're in a hotel. So every level of hotel is kind of a different theme, apparently.
Interesting.
nice.
So it looks like there's Gooigi too, who's like the second player who can go into tight spaces and stuff and do stuff that normal Luigi can't. So I'm a little more sold on it now. I know Lucas really wants it, so
And
I
that's
don't know.
what's important.
Santa
That's true.
might have
Might have to drop that one off.
But yeah,
Sweet.
no, I'm a little more sold on it now, so that makes me
Sweet.
happy.
That's cool. That's awesome. Just for time's sake, I'll just quickly highlight the game. There's a lot of really cool announcements. They covered Breath of the Wild 2. Link's Awakening was great. I'm happy they're bringing Witcher 3 to the Switch just because I think it's a really cool
And it's not
technological
hot
jump.
garbage.
No, like I'm excited because it's a really good port from what I've heard and
Yeah.
the tech, which excites me for other games that I really do care about
That's
coming
true.
to Switch. But anyway, the game I want to touch on, which will be no surprise to anybody, is Gears 5.
Yeah.
I am so hyped for that. I recently fell in love with last year fell in love with the Gears of War series, and so
And I still need to play it.
yeah,
You
you
have
do.
Game Pass?
I
To get it for
I
free?
really should get Game Pass and do that.
Yeah, you should. You really
Yeah,
should.
'cause then you get
That's
Gears
what
for
I did.
free.
I specifically got Game Pass. I mean, the other games are great, but I got it because of Gears 5 was coming to Game Pass. So I was really excited about that. They highlighted like a new campaign story trailer. It's one of the few games that I actually care about the story. There are very, very
Yeah.
few games that I care about story, and Gears is one of those ones that they did such a great job with the character development and the narrative that it's really pulled me in, and that's super exciting to me. So yeah, looking forward to that, which September 10th.
September
Yeah.
10th, yep.
Yeah.
Voice. Oh man, I got so
Awesome.
many games. Torchlight comes out.
I
on the
know.
The
third.
third.
Her
Yeah.
And then this comes
Torchlight
out-
2 is
Yeah,
coming.
Torchlight
with
2.
consoles.
Yeah.
Consoles, yeah. I'm working on getting a review copy right now. I'm quite excited.
Sweet.
So I'm snagging that bad boy.
Well, I think that we should go ahead and wrap up there because we've gone for quite some time. A lot of really good stuff
Yes.
that is that's worth anticipating, and just to kind of throw the spiritual angle in here with the conversation here. Like anticipating games is awesome, and I think it's really great to get enthusiastic and excited about things, and so our hope is that as you're like anticipating things like that you're also anticipating your times this week where you get to spend time with people to talk about things like life, God, and video games in
Truth.
particular order. And so whether that's a small group that you're a part of or like just a group of friends that you get together with to challenge each other, or you're looking forward to your church service like I am. I'm really, really looking forward to this Sunday. I'm anticipating great things that God is going to do in and through that. But we're going to go ahead and close out here. But as we're closing, want to point you guys in a couple of different directions. We have our website up and running,
Yeah, we do.
rollthelevel.com, where you can find links to all of the content that we are creating for you. We're doing this for you because we love you. And so on that note, I mean, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and make sure that you keep an eye on the YouTube channel as well, as we are doing the recording here for the podcast. We're starting to put together some video content with that.
Yes.
And so make sure that you are tuned in there. Hit subscribe. I believe there's a bell for getting notifications if you want to be
Right.
notified for that, because apparently subscription isn't enough these days. So make sure you do all of that stuff if you want to keep up with everything that we're doing here for you at Roll the Level, because we are looking forward to growing together as we continue these conversations to sharpen each other one a day with you. Wow. English language, go. We are excited about creating this content because we love growing together. We love growing with each other, and we look forward to the next time where we can help each other to roll the level.